Oh man, it happened. It finally happened. Oh, for those that don't know, let this be I guess you could say, the official Gen XY announcement of Aaron and Carrie's engagement. My boy's engaged, y'all. I love it. I've been friends with this dude for almost 20 years, and another one's going into the marriage realm. And another friend of ours, he's married, but we were excited when he got engaged as well. He's probably the first one of our specific friend group. I wouldn't say of our friends that we know, but of our specific friend group to tie the knot, man. But Aaron's gone. Farewell, brother. The battle has been real. At least for you. Myself and some others are still out here fighting the good fight. But our day's coming. Glad you found yours. But it's a nice day out. My boy's engaged. It's moments like these that really make life worth living. People just enjoying life, making life's milestones, and you being there to witness it, and they're there to witness your milestones, and just a good uplifting atmosphere. And this is what life's really all about. Just I don't know, I'm beside myself because like I said, me and Aaron, we've known each other for almost 20 years. Like, I met this guy in the 6th grade, and I remember us having conversations in middle school and in high school about, how we were going to raise our kids and who we were going to marry, and a lot of it was idealistic. I mean, we were 12 to 18 years old, so how much do you really know at that age? Despite the fact that both of us are really wise beyond our years, but you can only be so wise beyond so many years. So it's just great. It's just great to be here for another really good and close friend of mine to hear that they're getting married. Well, that's pretty much all I had to say. That's pretty much all I had as far as that. I mean, that this this is it's not the official announcement, but I guess on Gen XY it is. But I'm just more happy that this has happened, and I'm glad that it's finally, because him and I talked about it low key. We obviously talked about it, but we talked about it ad nauseum. And I was like, when are you going to do it? When are you going to do it? And he's like, well, maybe then, maybe here, maybe there, maybe. And I'm like, oh my goodness. I'm like, all right, hey, just tell me when you want to do it. So stop getting my hopes up. Don't send me through an emotional roller coaster as well. But, he finally came to me and a couple of other friends of ours and was like, all right, it's going down this weekend. And we're like, okay, he's changed the date a few times, so we're kind of just like, are you sure? But it happened. It didn't happen, this past weekend. While this is the official announcement, this actually happened relatively a while ago. So, but we're still on cloud nine, or at least I kind of am. I know Aaron is as well, but can't speak for anybody else but us two. But this is just great. Let me try to get in. Yeah, see, we're only 5 minutes. Let's see if I can just riff on something real quick. I'll just make this a quick 10-minute video. So let me just talk about marriage real quick, because I should probably do a longer video on this, but let me just do sort of a preface to probably a longer video. All this time, we haven't really talked about it too much on the Gen XY, but all this time amongst our private circles and what have you, amongst a couple of our married friends and non-married friends, is our generation has a whacked out view of marriage, but at the same time, we really can't blame anybody but our predecessors for it. because you only know what you've experienced, and you only know what you've been taught. And while we haven't seen the, how do I say this? Our generation has a skewed view of marriage, and it's due to movies and television. Now, while we all want to sit here and say, well, movies and television aren't real, it's taken us living life to understand that. And that is speaking to those of us whose parents, like mine, like Aaron's, etc., and so forth, who told us as young children, television is not real, nor is it based on reality. Now, that being the case, we all have our ideal forms of what we think marriage will be like, and what we think, being a parent will be like, etc., and so forth, and continue on down the line, just with all the sort of social norms that we attribute to valuing life off of. But I find it funny because leading up to this moment, Aaron being engaged, it's funny because a lot of our parents' generation were kind of looking at us like, I don't think you guys have a firm grasp as to what marriage is. Like, and then they go into it, and it's like, yeah, we know, but we understand why they say that, because they're part of the boomer generation, and they had the same idealistic views of marriage that we had, that our generation has. But people like Aaron and myself, with our personality traits and spiritual discernment, we were pretty disillusioned earlier than we may have let on. Because like coming out of high school, I was very, very much in fantasy land about getting married, but I still knew that I was not old enough or mature enough to be married for any considerable length of time. So when I went to college, I wasn't really looking for a wife. I was looking for a girlfriend, so like a relationship, and then probably work up to being able to be married. And, I got a girlfriend, my second girlfriend in college. She taught me a lot about women and female behavior, and I did a lot of growing up. I had 2 girlfriends in college. It really made me grow up, and that's when I really went, oh, okay, this is what selflessness is really about. This is what, don't make plans without someone else knowing about it, kind of means. I was like, oh, okay. And I really didn't convey that out to a lot of people, but, I grew up a lot in just that, year and a half, 2-year span, in before and after dating my second college girlfriend. So, when we got hit with and Aaron went through his own trials and tribulations, oddly enough, again, with a college girlfriend. It's hard for me to remember back, that's why I'm stuttering a lot. So, we learned a lot, and we pretty much were hit with the reality stick pretty bluntly. So it's funny to hear the boomers, see us be this excited about marriage and like we can't wait to start our lives and blah, 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 blah. And they kind of just look at us with these glazed over eyes like, y'all might not want to spill so much champagne in the celebration of an engagement because, marriage is work, marriage is effort, blah, blah, blah. We're like, yeah, we know. But, let us have this victory at least, But I just say all that to say this. It's like, I know some people get married with this pie in the sky view of marriage, but those are, amongst our age group, those are typically people who have already been married at this point. Either they're married and divorced already, yes, before 30, or they're married and they're like, oh, I didn't know it was this hard. Yeah, we have problems. Yeah, we're trying to work through it, or we are working through it, and blah, 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 blah. It's like, yeah, see, those people who got married, like they graduated in May and then they're walking down the aisle in July. It's like, and we weren't a part of that. You gotta remember, we graduated college 6 years ago. Actually, maybe 7, depending on some of my friends. Some of us, stayed in school a bit longer, whether it be extra year, extra semester, extra 2 years for a master's degree, whatever. But more, for all intents and purposes, we graduated college 5 to 7 years ago. Like that's my peer group. So, trying to remind us about, oh, marriage isn't what you think that it is. It's like, we are not 17, 18 years old in 1947, Like that. Like we've been out here a while. We've been in the workforce, you know, like over half a decade, but not quite a decade. You know, it's like we don't have these fantastical views of marriage like we used to. You know, we are very aware of what we're getting into at this point. And that's why we're aggravated, is because, you know, like we've already done the logistics. We've already thought about it. We've already done all of the war gaming, and okay, we already know this isn't going to happen. That's going to happen. But you know, like we're ready. We've been ready, to be honest with you. But you know, again, it's like you can't form a team with half of the team prepared. You know, like. You know, it's like, okay, the men are ready, but what about the women? You know, the women are still on the childish feminist stuff. You know, they're strong and independent. But then again, you know, some women who are ready, they want the alpha males. And it's like, well, the alpha males take longer. You know, it's like, you know, just go down the list. But anyway, I don't want to get off on that. I'll make a separate video. But, oh, Aaron's engaged. I love it. I love it. I love it. I love it. Congrats, man. It's been a long road. Enjoy it.